Okay, so day 20, we have our last practice today is for two-stage exhale, and we've practiced a little bit of that with you, just trying to control the breathing to where we inhale with like the upper chest and then the lower abdomen rises, and then exhale with the lower abdomen, and then exhale with the upper chest. So this is going to help us to be able to learn how to train our breathing in the different parts of our body, not just the full inhalation smoothly with the exhalation timed the same amount. This is actually going to be moving different parts. So it's called Siddhasana Pranayama, Siddhasana, Siddhasana Pranayama, two-stage exhale. They do have three-stage exhales that you can practice. That's a little bit more of an advanced technique, but we're going to practice just today with the two-stage exhalation. Okay, so what you're going to do is we're going to do an count. You're going to inhale fully, so you're going to get a full deep exhale, and then you're going to exhale the first half of breath over 6 seconds. Okay, and then you're going to pause for 6 seconds, and then you're going to exhale the rest of that breath over 6 seconds, and then we're going to pause for 6 seconds again. So for ease, we'll work with full inhalation, exhaling the lower abdomen, pausing, and then exhaling the upper part of the chest and the top of the lungs. And so I'll do the counts of 6 with the 6 exhalation, pause, exhale, pause. Sometimes this is much easier if you're laying down. You can feel a little bit more, especially because you can feel your spine and your back against the ground. And it helps to notice where that breath is coming in and going out. We do have a 20-minute meditation today. This is, we've been building up to this. So we're going to go through the breath work. We're going to work with our mantra, and then we're going to have 20 minutes of meditation. Okay?
The first breathing part here or here?
You're just going to do the full inhalation.
Oh.
Yeah. You can break it down even more to where you breathe in through the belly and then breathe in through the upper body. But we're just going to do a full inhalation and practice on exhaling, in 2 stages. So go ahead and lay back. Sometimes it helps to place a hand over your belly and a hand over your heart. Okay. And just lie here for a moment and just connect with your breath. Just breathe at your own pace, connecting with breath, settling into your body. Using the breath to connect with your mind and where your mind is right now and bringing it in. Bridging that gap between the physical and the mental. And we're going to do this breath work 6 times. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin, and I'm going to have you inhale deeply and fully, making sure that you bring that breath all the way down into that low belly. And then begin the first half of that exhalation, which is just the low part of the belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now full inhalation. Feel that inhalation come all the way down into that low part of the belly. And you're going to exhale just the lower part of the belly. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale the top chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full inhale. As full as you can get. Exhale, low belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And full inhale. Deep, deep, deep. And begin your exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to have you inhale fully and deeply here. And the next 2 rounds, I'm going to have you go at your own pace. So count out your exhalation of the low belly. And then pause in between for 6. And empty out the rest of your lungs over 6 counts. And then pause for 6 before you take your full inhalation. And when you're complete, come to sit. So how did that feel? Changing the breath, making it exhale from just the low part of the abdomen and lungs, really kind of pulling that in and then still retaining up here.
It's a challenge for me. I really had to concentrate and count that. I did.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
That's perfectly fine. That's good. Exactly.
The first one threw me, but then I'm like, okay. And then you have to, it's just more control.
It is more control. So we're learning how to work the muscles, right? And also learning about where our breath is going in our body and how it's coming out, right? So it's not just that we inhale and then we just, take in the air and then we just exhale. So learning how to control the breath in this manner, knowing what muscles to contract, or knowing that we can suspend the breath.
Yeah, where to stop.
Yeah, where you can suspend the breath in different parts of the body will help you in other advanced stages of pranayama. So now we're going to practice this. We'll only do it 3 times. I'm going to have you do it on your own while you're sitting. So it's a little bit of a different experience as opposed to when you're lying down. So just come to a nice tall spine to create the space so that you can take that full breath in. Okay. And if you want to place your hands just for extra assistance, go ahead and do that. We'll take a deep breath in, feeling that air come all the way down into the low part of the belly. Full deep inhale, fully expanding here. And then start the exhalation, and it's going to be just the low part of the belly. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, contracting that navel in, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release the upper part. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and take a full deep breath in. And the next 2, go ahead and do it your pace. And when you do the exhalation in the low belly, really pull that navel in. So the first stage of the exhale is contracting the abdomen from the pubic bone to the navel. Those are your core muscles, the low belly. And then the second stage of the exhalation is contracting the abdomen from the navel up to the sternum. And when you're all set with that breathing, I'm going to have you open your eyes. And how was it sitting?
It felt actually almost
To sit? Okay.
because I feel like I can look up more. When I'm laying, I feel like, I don't know.
Like it doesn't want to come in as easy?
Like I get too much air in one spot. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I totally need to lay down. Like
Laying down for you is easier to control that?
practice to do with all the breathing. I
Okay.
that. Like I struggled with almost all of the
Mm-hmm.
breathing exercises, so that's foreign to me.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I was getting it low enough when I was sitting up, so I definitely have to
Figure out how to get that in. Okay, so we have a few more minutes to work with the breath work here. So we can do one where we are holding, and you can either lay down or sit up for whatever you want to, however you want to experience this. But we're just going to inhale from the low belly. And keep this still, where it's not rising. So what you're doing is you're opening the space for your lungs and your organs to drop down. As your lungs are expanding, it's pushing down the other organs, so your belly's moving out to move space for that. It's not like the breath. The breath, really does come into the body there, but it's more the motion of opening the body and the bottom parts to allow those lungs to expand, to drop down. The organs are able to come down. It expands and opens space for the lungs. So just moving the belly, the low belly, expanding the low belly, allowing that breath to come all the way down to the bottom part of the lungs, really dropping those lungs and opening them up. Good. And exhale out. So just do this for another 30 seconds. And then regulate your breathing. And then we're going to practice of bringing the air just into the upper part of the body. We're going to leave the low belly just as it is. So if you want to kind of contract it just a little bit, you just want to kind of hold that there. It's not going to be expanding when you breathe in. Just the top part of the lungs are going to be expanding the top part of the body. So breathe in. Expanding the ribs, shoulders, chest. Exhale. Just focusing on the upper part of the body. So your shoulders should be moving up and out. The sternum is going to move forward. The ribs are going to expand, creating enough space for the air to come in. And then just regulate your breathing here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to practice doing both at the same time, but we're going to raise the abdomen first and then bring in extra air in the top of the lungs. So go ahead, begin. We're going to fill up that belly. And then when you feel like you can't take in any more, okay, you feel like you're full, that's when you're going to push that air, and that sternum is going to move out, the shoulders are going to move out, the ribs are going to expand, and that air is going to come up to the top of the lungs. And then hold for a moment, and then just release it out.
all at the same time on the release?
Yep, that's fine for right now. We're just practicing on bringing the inhalation in. So allow that breath to come in, expanding that low belly. Here we feel like we're coming to a maximum. Give it a little bit more air, moving that upper part of the torso up Fully, there we go. Hold and just release. We're going to do that one more time. So bringing that air in through the low belly, moving up through the body, expanding through the lungs, the chest. Hold and exhale. So now that you can feel the sensation of moving the air through both parts of your body there, we're going to practice this breathing. I'm going to have you do it 3 more times on your own with the 2-stage exhalation. Okay, so you're going to fill up, just like we did, fill up from the bottom all the way up to the top of the lungs. You're going to start to exhale just the low belly. Whatever you can do. You're going to stop and pause there so the air is still in the upper part of the body. And then you're going to let it release and the shoulders drop and the rib cage comes in, compressing the air out. How'd you do this time? Was it a little different or was it the same?
Because I did a count of 4, I was able to
Okay.
make it a little better.
But
I still struggle with just letting the belly out, and I'm not sure that I'm not letting it out of the top part also.
Okay.
I left it in at the beginning. I'm just focusing on
It's the idea of it coming out of the belly. Really, the air is still in the lungs. So you're only letting half the air out by contracting the low part of the belly. You're pulling that low belly in. So by pulling in the low belly, you're pushing half the air out.
Okay.
Then you're pausing and you're still open and expanded here. Second stage, you start contracting the upper part of the body, pressing the air out, the rest of the air out of the lungs.
I like that.
So yeah, it's working with the muscle. 4 is fine. You can do 4.
It's pretty long, but I've done that a long time. But it helps for me to picture the muscles actually moving out. And even though it's not there, but you imagine that it's there.
Yes.
It feels like it's there.
Well, a week ago, I never consciously breathed into my belly, so
yeah,
I definitely can do it now. But
picturing the muscles is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And moving out.
Yeah, because like I said before, I think I'm not sure which class we were in, but yes, the air comes into the lungs, right? The lungs are an organ, they're right here. But the body really, the whole body expands and contracts when you breathe. So the breath really does come into that part. I can feel where when somebody has had like an injury or something has occurred where that part of the body is not moving with the breath, inhalation and exhalation. It can just be one point. It can be right here on their knee. And then I feel as that tissue releases and lets go, it's not almost like frozen or solid. That starts to move with the breath as well. So the whole body expands and contracts with the breath.
I need to visualize air coming into my foot.
Yeah. It is. And it could be just that the tissues and the plantar fascia are so tight that when it breathes, it doesn't have the movement. Very little movement. I mean, it's going to, but it's going to be extremely little movement. So yeah, working with that. So what do you think about 2-stage inhalation, exhalation? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good so that we can learn where the diaphragm muscles the diaphragm muscle itself actually connects to L3, which is right behind that navel, which is the first stage of the exhalation. That's what you're activating, is that first connection of the diaphragm muscle. And then the second stage is up around like T10 or T8, and it connects there on the spine as well. So it's directly connected to the spine in those two areas. And we're working that. So we're helping the spine as well as helping the breathing, as well as helping our diaphragm muscle to be able to bring the breath into the body. And so there's a lot of good benefits to this one. Yeah. So we're going to move into our mantra for today. This mantra is a little long, okay? This is usually sung. We're going to speak it, and then I'll play an audio that helps us to. Deva Premal has a really nice version of this particular mantra. So the first word is Lokah, and I'll spell that L-O-K-A-H. Lokah. Samastah, S-A-M-A-S-T-A-H. Samastah. Sukhino, S-U-K-H-I-N-O. Bhavantu, B-H-A-N-T-U. So it's Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. You ready to try saying it? Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. Yeah, Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. So this is a Sanskrit chant with a translation that may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May our thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom. And I really thought that this particular mantra was a nice blend into what we'll be doing tomorrow as our seva practice of our selfless service and volunteer work. So may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May our thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom. And you can also say the actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom of all. So that makes it a little bit more of a personal contribution. So we're going to go ahead and just chant this out for 2 minutes on our own, just saying the words, just getting used to the words, getting used to the vibration of the words, getting comfortable. And then we'll play the audio and sing along with what she has in hers. It's a little different, but it's nice to have a little variety. So go ahead and get comfortable sitting in an easy seat. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Breath in to prepare. Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah 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 Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah Sukhino 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 Bhavantu. Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. And then may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. So we'll go ahead and play this with Deva.
May all my thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to the happiness of all beings. Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu.
Is that loud enough for you guys to hear? So you guys ready to start to sing the chant? Yeah. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Now we'll be able to go a little bit, we're going to all be a little bit different, but you'll find that it converges into one voice. So let's just begin. Take a breath in, prepare. And Lokah Samastah Sukhino Bhavantu. 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 Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokah Samastah 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 Sukhino Bhavantu. Now that will be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. So how did that feel when she kind of got into a rhythm with it? It was a little different, but you know, I like this one. I do find that a lot of people sing this particular chant more than say the words or with breath. You know, sometimes it's sat, nam, you know, flowing and really kind of sing-songy. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to move into our 20-minute meditation. Okay, so I'm going to have you go ahead and move if you need to, just for a moment to get some circulation, and then set yourself up in easy seat or hero pose. Yeah, whatever you feel most comfortable doing. So connecting with your breath, taking that deep breath in, settling into your body, turning off your senses, coming to that single pointed awareness or concentration. And begin. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Move your fingers and toes just a little bit here. Maybe rotate your head on your neck just a little bit. Opening the back part of the cervical spine. Take another deep breath in. Exhale out. Raise your arms up overhead. Breath in. Tall stretch. Exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Keeping your eyes closed here. Sealing our practice for today. Setting the intention of what the rest of our day is going to be for us. Taking our practice off the mat and into our life's journey. May you have happiness and joy, freedom and health. And thank you. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.